This fifth part of the series is in regards to the numerological significance of the number 6, as well as other numbers in relation to it within numerology. I'll also demonstrate an easy method for generating more words and phrases related to the number 33. This will be of particular interest to those individuals looking to discover more potential hidden code words for identifying the influence of Freemasonry within society, popular culture, and the media. Two of the most common methods for deciphering word values are the Pythagorean and Chaldean methods. Many of my subscribers will likely already be familiar with some of the most common 33 valued words of numerology tied to the Freemasonry, including orange, astronaut, and order. To check these values, you can use a numerology calculator like this one. Orange, 33 in Pythagorean. Astronaut is 33 in Chaldean. And order is 33 in Pythagorean. I'll leave a link in the video description where you can download this calculator for free. The word police is another well-known 33 valued word of numerology with obvious Masonic ties. Police equals 33 in Pythagorean numerology. Also, the word one eye equals 33 in Pythagorean. Left eye equals 33 in Pythagorean. And the word diamond equals 33 in Pythagorean. So now a few other words that may not be as well known include supreme, 33 for the Supreme Court of the United States. Notice the layout of the courtroom in this picture depicts the shape of an eye, which was obviously Masonically inspired during its construction. You can see the use of the word supreme in this Masonic flag for the Supreme Council of the 33rd degree, and the colour too just happens to be orange for 33. Then of course there's the American lifestyle brand Supreme. So we have Supreme, which equals 33 in Chaldean, also Simpson equals 33 in Pythagorean. So this is the reason why these two words are used synonymously in this one image. Also note the use of the white and black colours, which is a reference to the black and white checkerboard floors that are found within Masonic lodges, which itself is symbolic of the Masonic interpretation of indivisible duality between good and evil, of which I covered in the previous part to this series. Also, if you've ever wondered how the leopard print pattern gained its popularity, that's because the term leopards equals 33 in Chaldean. Anything synonymous with the number 33 will be propped up in this world deliberately by those connected to the Freemasons. Next is the word federal, which equals 33 in Pythagorean, for the federal government of countries around the world, most notably for the federal government of the United States and its governing bodies, including the Federal Bureau of Investigation, or the FBI. Another is the Federal Reserve System, with the Federal Reserve Central Bank of the US, which brought about the Federal Reserve notes that make up the fiat debt-based currency of the United States of America. And as many know, on the reverse of the $1 bill is the one eye symbol. Again, one eye equals 33. Then we have other references to the word federal, with Federal Ammunition, Federal Tires, Federal Express, and Federal Bikes, with part of their clothing line featuring the familiar inverted black and white symbology. One of the most popular 33 words in circulation is the word people. People equals 33 in Pythagorean numerology. If you were to think of examples of where this word was most popularized, the most famous usage is likely the Constitution of the United States, the first three words of which, we the people. The intended people that this document was referring to was never the majority of the American populace, but rather other Freemasons or their affiliates. This document was drafted by Freemasons for Freemasons. 3 of them are shown here: George Washington, James Monroe, and Benjamin Franklin. 2 others who had ties to Masonry were Harry Truman and Andrew Jackson. Politics is run by the Freemasons. Their influence can still be identified through modern-day political parties. Okay, so the People's Party, the Movement for a People's Party, right? The Labour Party will put people before privilege. Let the people decide. Really, all that is code for sort of tongue-in-cheek, let the Freemasons decide. On seeing it, the public are meant to assume it implies one thing, when in reality is meant to imply something more sinister. Don't let this think, however, that only these examples are guilty. All major political parties are controlled. Have nothing to do with the governments of men. Do not vote. If voting did anything, it would not even be given as a choice. Even in groups like the Black Panther Party, one of the slogans they used was "Power to the People," and they became synonymous with the raised fist icon. Why panther? Because panthers equals 33 in Chaldean, and the fist equals 33 in Pythagorean, and the fists equals 33 in Chaldean. And you also have the hand as well, which equals 33 in Pythagorean. So you can see that the same icons are being employed today with supposed social justice movements such as the Black Lives Matter movement. The events that sparked their creation and the movements themselves, they are contrived by those tied to the Freemasons to push an agenda that serves their hidden interests. So this particular movement is part of a greater divide and conquer agenda to keep the populace fighting one another, as opposed to them identifying the true source of the problem being the Freemasons. The term race war just happens to be 33 in Pythagorean. Because of how much attention these controlled movements receive, it inevitably leaves one to realise that the media providing all of the coverage to popularise them must be controlled too. For example, publications like People magazine, as seen here, are pushing the contrived coronavirus crisis as being real. This has all been building up to a new proposal from the World Economic Forum that has been coined the Great Reset, as seen featured on this November 2020 edition of Time magazine, whilst also reaffirming the image of the fake globe Earth. This image is another subtle form of truth hidden in plain sight as a form of mockery, that the globe Earth is not a creation of God, but a creation of men. So here's the connection with COVID-19 and the Great Reset, a video from the World Economic Forum channel. Above is the first teaser video of this proposal, which was posted 5 months ago from now, and the running time of it just so happens to be 1 minute 33 seconds. And the reset, as you might have guessed, it just so happens to equal 33 in Chaldean numerology. What's also been popularised by the Masonic media is the promise of a vaccine for the public to solve their false COVID crisis. The word vaccinate just so happens to be 33 in Pythagorean numerology. So however they let this COVID situation play out, do not take a vaccine. No matter if you are coerced into having to take one, you are compelled by God to not allow yourself or anyone else to be vaccinated. So as you can see, all of these world events and concepts are put into place by the Freemasons, and the knowledge of the secretive use of the numerology is a way of identifying their influence in the world. It should be of no surprise to learn that the Freemasons have fashioned their fraternity around the 33 valued words of numerology. Here's just a small compilation of some of the most significant examples. Capital G, 33. Letter G, 33. G being the 7th letter of the alphabet. Letter 7, 33. 7th, 33. G in center, 33. The colour scheme, blue and gold, equals 33 in both Pythagorean and Chaldean numerology. The Masons 33, Masonry 33, are Masons 33. Fraternity 33, Secrecy 33, Society 33. So after having demonstrated a few examples, I'm going to provide you with some more knowledge of significant words and numbers within numerology. Before I do though, I'm going to briefly go over the words numerology and gematria to show their similarities. The word numerology stems from the Latin word numerus, meaning number, and the English suffix logi, which means denoting a subject of study or interest. So together, the two terms for numerology simply means the study of numbers, but more accurately, it is the study of the hidden meaning of numbers. As in order to discover the hidden coding between words and numbers, it requires an analysis that goes deeper than just the surface level. This is why the word occult is often attributed to the study of numerology. The word occult has Latin root words that translate into English as to hide or to conceal. To put simply, the word numerology means the branch of knowledge that deals with the hidden significance of numbers. As always, studying the etymology of a word is the best way of determining its true meaning. Gematria is similar to numerology in how it also involves assigning numbers to letters. Gematria is an alphanumeric code of assigning a numerical value to a word based on the values of its constituent letters. Gematria is typically known as being used with the Hebrew alphabet as a method of interpreting the Hebrew scriptures. Although not confined to just using the Hebrew alphabet, the English alphabet can be used for English gematria too. So here is an excerpt from a website on gematria that is linked below, that I feel best describes the importance of gematria when used with scripture. Gematria is a system for calculating the numerical equivalents of letters, words and phrases. This system is used to gain insight into interrelation of different concepts and exploring the interrelationship between words and ideas. Gematria can be used as an evidence to back up established biblical doctrine and to gain insight into Bible interpretations by looking for words and phrases with the same values. So this last sentence that I've highlighted sums up the work that I've done with my other videos to prove that the 1/3 or 33% representing God's people, as mentioned in Zechariah chapter 13 verses 8 to 9, is linked to the biblical 33 valued words and phrases found in numerology. For example, 1/3, a third, 1/3, true third, people, the elect, all 33, Yeshua, Jesus is King, Lord Jesus, crucified, 33, and also biblical earth, 33, flat earth, 33, and flat plane, 33. This obvious correlation can be cited as evidence that not only reaffirms the validity of the biblical narrative, but also reaffirms the biblical flat earth cosmology that both God and man exist within. So after establishing my point, I'm finally going to explain the purpose of this unique pattern of numbers. The series begins with the number 6. Number 6 in this format equals 33 in Chaldean. The difference between each number in the series is 9. Number 9 in this format equals 33 in Chaldean. So while each number in the series continues to go up in increments of 9, what you'll also notice is that each number reduces to 6. To demonstrate this, simply add together the digits that make up each number until you are left with a single digit value. This value should always equal 6. Now that you know how to generate each number in the series, what you next need to know is the knowledge of how two very simple ciphers work. The first is known as simple or ordinal gematria, and as the name would imply, the numeric values here are assigned to letters based upon their ordinal numeric sequence in the English alphabet. So A being the first is given the value 1, all the way to Z being the 26th given the value 26. So the only difference between this one and the Pythagorean cipher is that with Pythagorean, each digit is always reduced down to a single digit. So for example, with the simple ordinal gematria here, Z is 26, but in order to get the Pythagorean value for Z, you'd add the two digits together to get 8. As you can see here, Z, 8. in Pythagorean. So that's simple enough to understand for the simple ordinal Gematria. Next is English Sumerian Gematria. So the only difference here is that, unlike with the simple ordinal Gematria, where the letters went up in increments of 1, here with the English Sumerian, the numeric values here are assigned to the letters alphabetically in increments of 6. So A being the first letter equals 6, all the way to the letter Z, which equals 156. So an easy way to figure out the values for English Sumerian is to simply take the simple ordinal values and multiply them by 6. For example, Y in simple ordinal equals 25, 25 times 6 is 150 in English Sumerian. So I also wanted to mention that I do use multiple ciphers, however there's only 5 that I personally use that I have found to be the most useful. By the way, this is an online Gematria calculator website called Gematrinator that you can use to calculate all your values. I'll leave a link in the video description. So despite the multiple options there are for the different ciphers, I recommend keeping things simple by using these 5 more than any others. The first is English Ordinal or Simple Gematria. Next is Full Reduction, which is another name for Pythagorean, followed by Jewish, then English Sumerian, and finally Chaldean. And if you're wondering what a cipher is, then that's what each one of these are. Different methods for generating multiple values for the same word. So now in order to generate our compilation of words, we need to utilize a website called Gematrix.org. I'll leave a link to it in the video description. This site generates words for 3 kinds of Gematria: Jewish, English Sumerian, and Simple Gematria. To begin, let's say we wanted to find a list of words whose values were 33 in Simple Gematria. Now typically what users would do is enter the value they wanted to see. But this won't give us a list for Simple Gematria, only for Jewish, and the results for Jewish are not very useful. So instead what we do is take our desired Simple Gematria value, multiply it by 6, and that will give us the English Sumerian value to enter instead. So now when we scroll down to the bottom, we have a nice list of 33 valued words in Simple Gematria. So for example, we have the word magic, you'll see in here, used a lot, and why? Because it's a 33 word. The Masons love using this, especially in advertising. I'll quickly go through some of the others. Kobe, Kim, Isaac, Sam, Don. The Masons like coded names. So here the word banana could be used as an alternative to orange. Banana, 33. Phi, like I said in the last video, that equals 33. And the KKK, that was inspired by the Masons, that equals 33. The word epic, you hear that word thrown around a lot, that's also 33. And the word peach, again another word that's an alternative to banana or orange, 33. And I'll just go through 1 or 2 more. The name eBay just happens to be 33. Also Dell, 33. And this word here, bold. Bold is used a lot in political speeches or advertising. Another 33 word. So as you can see, there are plenty more that you can browse through in your own time. But it's not just numbers like 33 that are significant. A number like 42 from the number series is equally as significant. As shown earlier, the symbol for Freemasonry utilizes the letter G. In English Sumerian Gematria, the letter G is represented by the number 42. So the Masons can use a coded 42 as an alternative to the number 33. Likely the most popular usage of the number 42 is in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams, where the number 42 is considered the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Universe just so happens to equal 33 in Chaldean. Two other significant numbers from this number series that many will recognize is the number 69 and its inversion 96. 6 times 69 is 414, which when entered into the calculator will result in a selection of values, many of which will equal 33 in Pythagorean. For example, Cameron, 33, Checkmate, Mexico, Howard, 33, Riley, 33, Miller, 33, Hector, 33, and Knight, 33, and many others. You can enter the Sumerian values to each of these numbers, and compile a list whose values will be equal to one of these values in Pythagorean. These word lists are good for those individuals looking to become more knowledgeable about more coded words the Masons use. In my next presentation, I'll go into more detail concerning this topic. Until then, thanks for watching and God bless.